91X.
It is 91X. We are broadcasting live from the Oceanside Pier Amphitheater. Joining me on the stage right now, John Reis.
Yeah, on the stage.
How many names do you have now? What was it Dave Grohl calling you on stage that time? He was like, what's his name? And
I don't know.
They kept spitting out different names.
Yeah.
Speedo.
And he called me a
Swami.
guitar player guy.
Yeah, guitar. The guitar player guy from that band. First of all, welcome to Oceanside. I know you've been up here how many times?
This is the second time I've been to a show here at this site. But
Right.
I've been to Oceanside many times.
Plenty
yes.
times?
Yeah.
Do you have fond memories of Oceanside?
Yeah, I didn't come up here very often as a youth because transportation was a problem, and this is basically a different world up here from where I grew up in central San Diego. So wasn't until later
now
on.
you got the coaster.
Now,
you got all this,
Yeah.
public transportation. It's amazing nowadays.
Well, Oceanside's really great, and it has. There's still, unlike most of the coastal communities in San Diego County, it still has kind of traces and echoes of the past
Right.
that have lingered and held out. And so, in that regard, it is a bit kind of like the OB of North County.
Yes, it is.
And it hasn't succumbed to, New Age crystals and completely, everything just being so geared towards good, clean living,
Right.
There is a nice underbelly here in Oceanside that I do appreciate very much.
And
I'm
the
not being
Top Gun
sarcastic.
house, which is right there, they're about to move it someplace.
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen that movie?
No.
It's not worth watching. There's a lot of
Really?
inconsistencies in the editing, so don't bother watching.
But it's Tom Cruise, and he flies a jet, and he.
That's correct. And he gives the finger to Russians
Oh yeah, it is a Cold
and
War
takes
movie.
it takes a Polaroid of it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing how technology's changed. He'd have his iPhone out there now.
To
doing
go
it.
to take a little left turn, there's a character in that movie. Although I haven't seen it, there's a character in that movie named Iceman.
Yes.
And he is based on a real person. The guitar player for Radio Birdman is basically the Iceman. Yeah, Dennis Tech. Yeah, that character is based on his life. He was a fighter pilot, went on to become a military MD doctor, and
Right.
to this day is still a medical doctor in emergency rooms.
And you
in
play
Australia.
him a ton on your Swami radio. Radio Birdman, you play a lot on
Oh
the
yeah, I
Swami
love Radio
stuff.
Birdman. Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
good.
One of my favorites.
By the way, I have to point out that every band I've interviewed so far that's been up here, Mrs. Magician, Finch was up here earlier, Robin. Who did you interview earlier, Robin? Who did you talk to earlier? Reason to Rebel. Everybody keeps talking about this band that they want to see called Rocket from the Crypt.
Oh, that's nice of them.
What do you know about them?
They're good. They're good sometimes if you hit them on the right day. If you see them inside at nighttime, past midnight, it'll probably be pretty good.
How many projects do you have running right now? Rocket, obviously, because you're here today to play with Rocket. Jehu's still doing shows, yes?
Right, yeah, we have a lot of shows planned, and Rocket's doing, a bunch of shows, and I've been just finished recording the new Mrs. Magician record that I'm putting out next year, which is just all I've been listening to for the last month and a half. It is so great. Those guys really killed it.
Good. And your other 15 side projects, Back Off Cupids, where are they at?
Oh, that was years and years ago. Yeah, that's where it was left.
And so every other than that, Hot Snakes. What are the other side projects, and where are they? Where are they happening?
They're not really like side projects. Like when Hot Snakes plays, we play and we go for it, but we haven't been playing around recently.
So the Riot
Night
Fest
Marchers
stuff?
hasn't done anything in a while.
Right. So what were you doing at Riot Fest? Was that
Riot
Jehu?
Fest was Drive Like Jehu.
Was Drive Like Jehu.
Yeah.
Because there were plenty of people tweeting about the fact that they got to watch you guys play, and because they hadn't seen, because you hadn't toured much, right?
No. I mean, even back when Drive Like Jehu was, around the first time in the early to mid '90s, we didn't even tour that much then. So it's a lot of people that we're playing to now that either never saw us back in the day or they weren't even alive, back when we were playing.
A lot of them weren't even live back in the day.
And it's been really, really good. And the band is just starting to really kind of hit our stride where I feel that it is truly kind of, as good as it used to be.
Right. Do you think so? Like a 20-year gap is what you're suggesting with every band? Just like form, do your thing, do a 20-year gap, and then get back together, and you actually can do it?
Yeah, I mean, you can probably recommend a 20-year gap for in between most things in life that you do.
Yes. Perfect.
The DMV, going to the DMV.
Yeah, that would be great. Is besides Mrs. Magician, who you work with a lot, is there any other bands that Lucy's pointed out that they've never played with Rocket before?
But we're all old friends and good friends, and,
Right.
and I'm excited to to be here and watch them play,
Right.
and I never know if it's going to be the last time they play or not. So
well, they're claiming at this point it's the last time because their kids are finally coming to see them play. Tony Sanfilippo's
See, for me, that's more of a driving force to continue playing. You know, having your children see you in a completely different light and to kind of show.
As opposed to eat your cereal, this is what I do for a living.
Yeah, or do your homework, or or please wear underwear. I think it's really healthy. It shows them that they can, pick whatever they want to do. And kind of go for it.
That's good. It's always a pleasure talking to you. It's good seeing you around town every once in a while.
Hey, Hal, thanks so much for having us. Thanks for putting this on. There isn't a more beautiful place to have a rock and roll show.
Well, thank you.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
Really
I'm looking forward to an
us.
amazing show. I'm looking for a lot of bands to form here tonight. All these young kids coming to see the legends, if you will.
Yeah.
Of
the way elder statesmen.
Not that old. I mean, Finch was laughing because they've been around for 15 years now. They're like one of the youngest bands on the bill. Besides, obviously Mrs. Magician and Cold War kids are pretty young, and that's Joe Plummer's new side project.
Yeah. So all the bands that are playing have ties to San Diego.
You have to have some sort of a tie. I don't know how Carol loose it is.
So for Cold War kids, it would be Joe playing with Blackheart Procession.
Joe and he's still got that built-in son thing that he's doing right now. So he's still got Paul. You, obviously, because you grew up here.
Born and raised.
Pepper moved here 14, 15 years ago because there's not many places to play in Kona, from what I understand.
Oh, that's where they're from.
Yeah, from Kona, but they moved here because they had to.
I wonder if they know
everybody
that
else, Lucy's obviously born and raised in Squaremont and Coronado, I guess. Finch, those guys all, at one point when they first started, they all moved here to San Diego because who wants to live in Temecula?
Yeah. But
nothing wrong with Temecula.
Yeah.
Who are we missing on the bill? Mrs. Magician, obviously from here. Rob Crow. Obviously Rob Crow and Zach.
Back from here.
That's it. When we get Stone Temple Pilots to do it, then we'll have a.
Then you will have officially jumped the shark.
Half of them lived here. That was the weird thing about it. Half of them lived here, and half of them didn't.
We'll get Tom Waits.
That's my goal.
Gary
next
Puckett.
And, Tom Waits, Gary Puckett.
Diamanda Galas.
Was Diamanda Galas from here, or did she just
from here? And she lives here now, I believe.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
All right. Will you help me curate the next one?
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, I'm serious. Rosie from Rosie and the Originals.
Okay.
You'll give me this blank stare.
I'm just trying to think of who else. It's like you start kind of running out.
We'll get Country Dick to get back from being dead.
That would be great.
That'd be perfect.
That's what YouTube's for. I love YouTube.
We'll just play videos of them on stage. John Reis, rocking from the Crypt. Thank you very much, sir. It is 91X.
91.